Well, a plan to send City of Ottawa staff back to the office in the new year will remain in place after hours of debate yesterday, but the city manager says there will be discussions and an alternate arrangement on a case-by-case basis. Let's bring in Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush and Newstalk 580 CFRA. And Bill, what are your initial thoughts on this? And I find it interesting that we're having the return to work, but then while also at the same time trying to manage the loss of the buildings for revenue.
Yeah, I think what surprised me most yesterday was the sudden change in tone about the debate being, this is really the city manager's call. Let's keep politics out of that. But you were debating it at City Hall. It was a little late for that conversation. So it all sounded a little convenient. Let's lay the blame on the city manager for this. Then we can kind of walk away from it. But in the end, that's actually probably how it should be, that politicians, city council members, shouldn't be deciding on the day-to-day running of City Hall when it comes to managing staff. Leave it up to the city manager, because we can have this conversation about whether or not the city will be better served by public servants who are in their office all the time versus working from home some of the time. The impact it's having on morale and camaraderie and the ability to collaborate and be creative, and all of those things, they're very different in every kind of workplace. Work from home works better in some situations than it does in the other. So it actually would be a good thing if we could take politics out of it at the provincial level, the municipal level, the federal level. But I think it's hard to do that because ultimately it's the politicians who decided to shut things down initially during COVID, and now they got to make the decisions to bring people back. But I do think overall, the more people I talk to, and I know I see these studies that keep popping up that say, people say they're happier working at home. Well, maybe that's true for some people, but I certainly know others who also say they find it very isolating and demotivating. So it depends on the person, depends on the job. It's all situational. But I think we're going to have to get used to it. If you work for the City of Ottawa, you're going to be coming back to work more often starting next year.
Yep, you said it perfectly. It's personal. Each person is a little bit different on if they want to go back to work or they like the at-home. 50% was the original plan, now down, offloading to 33%. So a big change. Bill, we'll talk about it a little bit later on in your show. We'll talk to you in about an hour or so.
All right, I'll see you then.
You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on Newstalk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10 in the morning.